Man, we are here for a great event. We are here at Algin Sutton Aquatic Center, the home of what used to be called Manchester Park, now Algin Sutton Park, to kick off a great partnership, a great community event, and to look forward down the road to the 2028 Olympics. I want to take the time to introduce myself. My name is Andre Brent, and I am the Principal Recreation Supervisor overseeing the Department of Los Angeles Aquatics Division, which oversees all of the swimming pools throughout the greater Los Angeles area. So I'd like to, again, welcome you all and give you all a great big round of applause for coming out here to this event today. We are in partnership with Community Build Arena. You're going to have some speakers from Community Build coming up, Arena Swimwear coming up, to kick off this momentous occasion, and the fact that those kids that are swimming out there in that pool, these kids that you see behind you, some of our representatives, city officials that you see behind you, man, we all had dreams, and we still have those dreams, and those dreams are alive and well today. So you're going to hear from a lot of great speakers that grew up. I myself grew up right over on 92nd and Broadway and played in this park, and I had a dream, and it definitely came through. So I'm not going to stay up here and blow my horn all day, and we're going to get right to our VIPs. We have a lot of representatives to here today. All of our lifeguards here, you see in the red. Give it up for our lifeguards that are walking around the pool, safeguarding you, teaching swim lessons every day. We have our Recreation and Parks members from the Algin Sutton Recreation Center. They are floating around, giving out drinks, refreshments, toys, and gifts. We have our supervisors from the Department of Recreation and Parks. And so we also have our representative that are representing our partnerships out here. And at this point, I'm going to introduce my supervisor. He is the principal, excuse me, take that back, he used to be. He is the assistant general manager for the Department of Recreation and Parks throughout the city of Los Angeles. He is responsible for a lot of community partnerships. He's a great person. You may not see him on the parks every day, but he is behind the scenes making sure that all of these great things in the parks in LA City Department of Recreation Parks are possible, not just in aquatics, but in recreation itself. So let me introduce Assistant General Manager, Mr. Jimmy Kim.
Thank you, Andre. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you guys all for coming out. My name is Jimmy Kim. I'm the Assistant General Manager of this Department of Recreation and Parks. I want to first start off by saying, on behalf of the department, our General Manager, Mike Scholl, I wanted to thank Arena for their generous donation of the swimwear, valued at up to $10,000 to provide this community, such as swimsuits, goggles, and other workout gear. And so thank you. Big round of applause to them. I also wanted to thank our community build partners, Mr. Robert Salcedo and Mr. Albert Lord, for them assisting us in securing this donation. And as all of you are aware, you know, swim attire can be a barrier for our youth to enter the water and participate in learn to swim activities. So this donation that they were able to get us is greatly appreciated by this department. So thank you very much to Community Build. Before we get into our next speaker, I did want to talk a little bit about my background because I do have a unique one. Although I am the Assistant General Manager of Recreation and Parks, I started out, and not too many people know this, much like all of you. I grew up in Koreatown, where there was very few parks. As a matter of fact, the closest park to me was about almost 30 minutes away from where I lived. And, you know, I myself, I always say that this job saved my life, right? Going through junior high, going through high schools, my parents worked a lot. And so I kind of had to fend for myself. And there was a point in my life where I could have went the wrong way in terms of hanging out with the wrong crowd, and being involved in things that I shouldn't have. And I had this amazing opportunity to get connected to the park system. My sister actually started working as a pool clerk. And, when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, she realized that I was up to no good. And so, she said, "Hey, Jimmy, I think you should try becoming a junior guard." And I was able to, in the summertime, work as a junior guard in a program that we used to call the Summer Youth Employment Program. We have programs like that now that will be coming down the line. You can ask our pool staff here about those type of programs for youth that are 15. And that's kind of how I started in this department. And I was able to learn to swim through this department, become a lifeguard, and move up the ranks in our great department here. And let's see, 17 years later, here I am, the Assistant General Manager of Recreational Parks. I say all of this to say, all of you kids out there, if you try hard, you put your mind to it, you could be in a position like I have. And so I want you guys to understand that whatever you want to do in life, as long as you make the effort, you could do it, right? And there's people in this community, your parents, that will support you and give you the encouragement to be able to have those types of opportunities. I also wanted to talk about the jobs that we have that's available. This summer, we're doing a massive hiring. We're going to be hiring kids from 15 years old all the way 15 years old and up. So we have jobs like locker attendant, pool clerk, lifeguards, pool managers, all different types of jobs. And you can find information about city jobs at laparks.org. There's a tab there where you could go to About Us, and there's a link that says Jobs. And when you click there, not only will you find jobs for the swimming pools, but also in the rec centers as well. So if you're looking for a job, you're 15 years old, and you want to make some money in the summer, go to that website, and there's a job for you. So I wanted to kind of stop right there, and I do want to introduce our next speaker. His name is Oren Saunders. He's a deputy chief in the fire department. I know Oren because he too, like myself, was a lifeguard. And, he had a lot of successes in recreational parks as a lifeguard. And then, when the time came, he chose his career path in the Los Angeles Fire Department that we all love and support. And so thank you for your service, sir. He is currently with what we call the West Bureau, and he is the Assistant Fire Chief and Assistant Fire Marshal in the Fire Prevention and Public Safety Bureau. And as I said before, he's a fellow lifeguard, Lifeguards for Life. So without further ado, Chief Saunders.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Orin Saunders again. I'm a Deputy Chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department, and I serve as the Fire Marshal for the City of LA. And what an honor it is to be here today. My beginnings definitely stemmed in recreation and parks, specifically the aquatic section. I grew up at Rancho Cienega Pool, now Celeste King Pool, but it was these programs here that really steered me in the right direction. So I was learning how to swim starting early on in our novice programs, being a part of the swim team, inner tube water polo, junior lifeguards, and then taking all those great attributes that I learned, trustworthiness, teamwork, responsibility, and applying all those, becoming a lifeguard. The junior lifeguard program was what really got me involved and stemmed and taught me the valuable assets. But then once I became a lifeguard, that actually opened my eyes up into what it was and the possibilities. Went to the University of Southern California, studied film and television, and then joined the Los Angeles Fire Department. And definitely currently as the Fire Marshal overseeing fire prevention and public safety, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to come back to really where my roots were, back in the aquatic section in our pools. But what I wanted to really stress is that all your dreams can be achieved. So anything you can believe definitely can be achieved. Put your best foot forward and stay involved. All the programs you have here in aquatics are really here for you. All those in recreation and parks that keep you involved, the after-school programs, but really the year-round facilities, those that are also in the summertime. These are those things that kept me busy. My sister was a pool clerk. My brother as well was a lifeguard and now works on the fire department as well. So just different career paths. So now here at the Recreation and Park Center, what I wanted to really stress is all of you, make sure you stay involved, but everything's attainable. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a pilot, if you want to be a CEO of a corporation, or if you want to be with the fire department, all these are open doors for you, and they all start in these programs here. So what I want to do again is thank you for being invited, but definitely wanted to just show you guys an inspirational model that anything you can put your mind to, you definitely can be achieved. In the first grade, I wanted to be a firefighter. My mom still has pictures being an explorer and starting out with a little fire helmet on my head. And that goal definitely was able to be achieved by with long work and perseverance. But definitely stay involved. Every goal is attainable. Stay in school and stay in your after-school programs and be a part of all of aquatics and their programs to offer. They all will pay off in the long run. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for our Assistant General Manager, Jimmy Kim, and Assistant Fire Chief, Mr. Orin Saunders, coming directly out of our programs through Recreation and Parks. Like they both said, whatever dreams you have out there, they can be realized, they can be achieved. It takes you, it takes the community, it takes a family effort to make sure that these kids, achieve their dreams. Our next speaker, man, is from Community Build. And we talk about building a community. We talk about dreams and achievements. This next gentleman is going to come up and tell you about all of that and what Community Build is doing for the city of Los Angeles. So at this time, I'd like to present the president and CEO of Community Build, Mr. Robert Salcedo.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that everyone named Andre sounds like a radio personality? Did you notice that? Before I get started, let me just take a brief moment and have a brief moment of silence. This park, Algin Sutton, is a tremendous historic landmark, but the playground is named after Natasha Harlan, who today we celebrate 31 years of the loss of her life. So let's just have a brief moment of silence in recognition of that, and then I'm going to get into a few words. Thank you for that. You know, when I hear the sounds of children, nothing warms my heart more than that, and I'm going to tell you why. When I was in the first grade, I got pneumonia, and I was bedridden for 3 months, and our house was on, I don't even remember the street, but behind our house was Saturn Street School, and every morning I would raise the window to hear the kids play. And so when I hear these sounds, even as an adult, that brought me great joy, and it continues to do so. So here's what I want you all to do. Let me have everybody stand up for a moment. Just stand up, just quickly where you are. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to show you what I want you to do, and then I'm going to say my thank yous. I'm going to say, I am highly motivated. You're going to stretch your arms. I'm deeply committed. I want to swim, swim, swim. Ready? Let's do it again. I am highly motivated. I am deeply committed. I want to swim, swim, swim. Thank you. Take your seats. Take your seats. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm not going to say much today other than I have much to be grateful for. And there are times when we acknowledge people in the community, but I really want the kids to hear this. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy, let me have you stand up for a minute. Listen, this man right here has come a long ways over the course of time. And he is doing a phenomenal job here at this park. And I want to say thank you, Jimmy, and the Parks and Recreation Department for the investment here at Algin Sutton with this magnificent pool. Give him a round of applause. You heard earlier from Assistant Chief Oren Sanders. Where is he at? There you go. I don't want to think you're a midget. Little person. Forgive me. Anyway, the reason these two gentlemen are so significant, if you missed it, I want to say it again to the young people. They started here, working here, at your age. Give them a round of applause. Now, I'm going to get in their business a little bit because I want you to understand what it means to grow up and be whatever you want to be. I don't know a firefighter that's been on the job 5 years that doesn't make under $200,000 a year. So if that means you come work here to go there, or you become a department manager, I ain't going to tell his business because he's going to slap me. But he does well too, okay? So keep that in mind. It's about the money. It's about service. It's about community, right? Say money, service, and community. Thank you, Chief. Also, special thank you to Brenda Aguirre for reaching out to Community Build, Inc. as a collaborating partner for our communities and children have access and exposure to this incredible park and playground facilities and also throughout the city of Los Angeles. Where's Brenda? Brenda, stand up. Let them see who you are. I want you to know when I call somebody's name who they are so you know who to call. Okay? Call her for a job. And thank you, Rebecca Darden, for the work and programs of the Children's Family Collective administers right here in South Los Angeles. Where's Rebecca? Right behind you, sir. There she is. So you got to stand up.
Oh, I forgot the rules. I'm sorry.
Yes. All right. And a special thank you to all of the parents who are here, who work every day to see that our children are safe and well cared for, taking this moment. And this young man right here, say your name again. Come over here, Sayan. I walked in, and do you know he is the only person to say, "What's your name?" And he greeted me. Give him a round of applause. Can I call you Chief? You're gonna be the next fire chief, okay? Listen, I also want to say thank you to the staff here at the park. Glenn Owens, Aquatic Facility Manager. Liz Robles, Aquatic Facility Manager. Cindy Mata, Aquatic Facility Manager also. Jose, forgive me if I mess up your name. Duenes, Pool Manager. Patricia Salcedo, Lifeguard. Priscilla Estrada, Lifeguard. Jose Martinez, Lifeguard. Anthony Solis, Lifeguard. Jesus Bravo, Lifeguard. Bridget Hill, Pool Clerk, very important job. Machane Dawson, Pool Clerk. Georgia Dawkins, Locker Attendant. Shada Gibson, Locker Attendant. And Alex Acosta, Locker Attendant. Give them all a round of applause. And then I want to say a special thank you to our staff. Where's Albert Lord? Albert, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to Juan and his team. Juan's over there on the other side of the gate with Kyrie and the rest of the Community Build staff that are here today. Thank you all for being here today. And we have a great opportunity with Rex and Parks Aquatic Division offering jobs. Who wants a job? How many kids want a job? Raise your hand if you want a job. Raise your hand if you want a job. Raise it like you just don't care. Right? All right. Come see these folks at the end of this presentation and sign up for a job, okay? And because look at Jimmy and Oren. Well, I just featured them earlier. And look where they are now in their lives, doing great things. And let's consider the future. Los Angeles will be hosting the 2028 Olympics right here in South Los Angeles. Might our young people dream and prepare to compete as Olympians? Guess what? It starts right now. You know, there's an African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child. Boys and girls, join me to say thank you for the swimwear and welcome to the village with a standing ovation from the Arena North America, Ms. Suzanne Yee. Come on, give her a stand. Stand up. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. $10,000 worth of swimwear. I think we can do a lot better than that. Give her a hand. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for all that. I didn't expect that. So this is a beautiful pool. I see a lot of pools. I've seen a lot of pools. And you all are very, very lucky to have this in your neighborhood. I grew up in Washington State, so anything outside is actually quite nice. But this is a nice way to keep the year-round tan going. I grew up swimming. I started lessons at the age of 5. I loved the water. And obviously, it led me to the profession I'm in now. I swam in high school. I was fortunate enough to swim for the University of California, Berkeley. And I went on, and I coached college for 20 years. So I have a lot of experience in what the water can do for you and what the different opportunities it brings. I stopped college coaching, and now I work for a swimwear brand, which in 2028 here will be very prevalent on the pool deck, so you'll have to keep an eye out for our logo. But at Arena, some of the things that I wanted to make sure that I got across about the brand and why I chose to work for Arena, our values include innovation, authenticity, passion, and sustainability. So those are things that are all very important to me and the company. And I think one of the list of things that I really appreciate is we have a code, and our code is respect, equality, equal opportunities, passion, commitment, meritocracy, and finally fairness, transparency, and equality. And I believe that all of the community members and people that are here today all have those same or very similar beliefs and values and codes, and I'm really excited to be here and be a part of this, and for them to ask me to be here is just an honor and a privilege. And as a company and as a person and a team member, we're happy to donate these items for you all. I wish we can do more. Hopefully in the future we will. As we're recovering from COVID, we'll see how much more we can do for you guys, but we want to definitely continue the partnership. We're excited that you're all here. And I have the exciting part of saying, let's get you some Arena gear. I think we're moving y'all over to the tables to get snacks and some swim stuff. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Yee. Before we start walking over there real quickly, it's amazing that Ms. Yee, she swam for University of Washington, University of California, Berkeley, Golden Bears. Well, guess what? Assistant Chief Saunders was a member of the City of Los Angeles LA Unified City Champions from Dorsey High School. Dorsey High School is just a stone's throw away from here, right over there from Martin Luther King, Barack Obama Boulevard and Rodeo Road. And he was a member of the City Swimming Championships representing Dorsey High School. A Don, so see what swimming can do. The gentleman's in the background. Glenn, swimmer out of Carson Torrance area. Man, aquatic director Melanie, aquatic director Carlos, swimmer over at Roosevelt High School over in East LA, swimmer and water polo player. With school, graduate Cal State Northridge. Man, we got a lot of us back here. Shoot, we got some up and comings. Myself, learned to swim right over here at Algin Sutton. It's amazing that when I was growing up, there were only two companies out there that you knew about. One was Speedo and the other one was Arena. There was only two. Back in the day, my mother used to get so mad at me because she said, boy, wear your pants. I'll be cutting them up in a minute to go swimming. If you either had a pair of pants or some gym shorts, you was getting in a pool. But back in the day, and you didn't see this, I didn't get this from anybody, but here's one of my original college Arena swim shirts that I swam when I was at Cal State Northridge that I kept for almost 20-something years. And funny, yeah, this is kind of new. But the funniest thing, these little symbols on the side here, we used to brag because didn't nobody know that. They say, what are those V shapes for? Even though that was an Arena symbol, we used to tell, oh, that's how many teams we beat over the years. So, hey, we want to, man, Arena, great partnership, outstanding partnership. You get to see get some nice stuff. You don't have to cut up your shorts anymore. You don't have to come in basketball shorts. You don't have to come in blouse and a T-shirt with some shorts on. We're going to provide you, Arena's going to provide us with some swimsuits so you can really look and feel like swimmers. Hey, we used to run over to Sears, if you knew about Sears, J.C. Penney's, if you knew about Penney's, and there was a store in the area called ABC Market. They had everything from food to shoes. Somebody said, yeah, they know about ABC. That's where we got our swimsuits from. If you walked in with an Arena swimsuit, you were a high baller. So we all finna become high ballers out here today. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. Right now, I would like to bring up two young men to give a testimony about what they're looking for. Oh, we're going to pass out swimsuits. Then we'll come back to our testimonial personnel. So we're going to have everybody walk over to, we're going to follow Mr. Salcedo right over here. to start issuing out our swimsuits. Then we're going to congregate back, hear a couple of testimonies, and have a fun time event. They're already there. Follow the line.